I think it's important that we just skip over all the traditional stuff that I like to do at the start of the video and just jump into it. This is a very interesting and unfortunate time for World of Warcraft. And honestly, my heart goes out to diehard players, those who are still holding on to hope for this franchise. I've talked about it before. I know a lot of you've reached out to me and talked about how leaving WoW is like a messy divorce. It's very painful. And I want to make sure that despite the fact that I'm a lifetime Final Fantasy player and fan, my heart goes out to you. I'm not trying to put salt in the wounds. In fact, I'm bringing you guys this story today to get your thoughts and have this as a discussion and bring it up to you guys, because what has just is transpiring as I'm filming is something so unfortunate, and at the same time something that is that has to be discussed. It has to be talked about within the gaming sphere because of its weight and gravity that is going on right now. Now, this isn't a litigation of the allegations and the lawsuit. I've shared some thoughts on that, but again, I'm going to point you over to Hogue Law for his breakdown of what that is being talked about. And coming up, we're going to have Hogue back on the podcast to talk about these the allegations and the lawsuit, and hopefully help answer the questions you guys have that are burning, in your souls in that regards. But I think I've already made this too long. Let's go ahead and jump in, guys. Jeff Hamilton here. He's the senior systems designer on Warcraft, and put out a long Twitter thread. We can kind of go through that, but essentially I'll include a link to this thread for you guys in the comments or in the description of this video. He says, "I don't know what to do. I don't have the answers. I can't tell you. Almost no work is being done in World of Warcraft right now. While this obstinacy, I'm sorry, stuttering, plays out. And that benefits nobody, not the players, not the developers, not the shareholders." And looking at a couple articles, like just trying to confirm this, everything that's being written about these tweets is saying the exact same thing. World of Warcraft is halted development. And that is, I would say, insane. I can't fathom this, right? The concept is that obviously 9.1 was delayed, but World of Warcraft right now is in a state that's what the word I have. Like, there's a blank, because that is what I cannot even imagine this. I could not even imagine this scenario. You have to understand that the developers behind this, especially the ones that are either the victims and or just those who are part of that, just development community that are just doing this as a job. Like, everything has to have been put on a hold. Blizzard themselves, like the community and the like behind the developers, right, have put up with a lot of crap over the years from Activision Blizzard. Like, we've seen them go and write and protest along with gaming culture, right? Like, there tends to be this mindset that it's like gamers versus Activision Blizzard right now. And I have to believe, I need to believe that, especially within the development culture there, that a lot of the people working there are on our side. But that's where PR, that's where like the whole organizational mess sometimes falls in. If World of Warcraft is truly in a state of complete pause, speaking as a developer, whenever I pause on something, whenever I pause on a project, the longer that pause is, the harder it is to pick back up. You don't start back on a project you've been paused on at 100%. Sometimes you have to go look at your notes and try to figure out, wait, what the F is going on? I think this tweet and essentially what is happening in World of Warcraft right now is both a disservice to the players, but also to the shareholders. And at a time, in a great shift, this is going to continue to further drive people out of World of Warcraft. And it's going to, I think, make it more difficult to bring them back in. Right now, the running theory that I've got, the theory that or the questions that I keep bouncing around my head is, are people truly leaving? And for you who have specifically left and you're gone and you're done, like, I'm not like it's not an individual question. It's a in mass question. It's an Just how much of this from an analytical perspective will we look in the future and look back and say, oh, this was the real shift. This was the end of WoW. And I'm using end, in quotes here, because essentially I still think that no matter what, you had classic servers that were running before classic was introduced by Blizzard, right? Like there'll always be a group of hardcore fans, especially with the impact that World of Warcraft had on the industry as just a statement of fact. When you bring those together, there will always be those who support it. But is this the end? Because it's just going to be hard for developers within Activision Blizzard, like probably wondering to seek other employment. And the thing is that you also have an industry hungry for talent, right? You've got Microsoft easily willing to spend plenty of money to build out any kind of assets and kind of games. You have like Dreamhaven, which is launching, in a couple of years from their games perspective, but if nothing else, it offers us a safe haven for Blizzard or those kind of developers who want to kind of get away of that Activision corporate structure. My gosh, man. Like, I know this is, I try to have, I guess, a little bit better presented thought, and hopefully maybe I'll get it together with Chris and be able to get his thoughts on this, because we're obviously coming from this in two diametrically opposed ways. The idea is that can WoW be saved? Can they turn it around? And as a 14 player, I know for a fact that can happen, but the question isn't, will it? The question isn't, can it, but will it? And that requires a whole different mindset, a whole different leadership, and the backing of a company, I think, that believes in the project. It's weird to say, like, is this your last straw, right? Because was it the delay? Was it Shadowlands? Was it a previous expansion? There is continual wave after wave after wave of WoW refugees. And so I continue to wonder, I continue to say, like, is that a permanent thing? There's nothing wrong with taking breaks from MMORPGs. There's nothing. Like, it's actually probably healthy to do so, to have an appreciation for that. Absence makes the heart grow fonder kind of mindset, like to step back and say, and then when you return, whatever the thing that was annoying you that has either been fixed, or if it was a lack of content or something like that. But whole communities are making migrational changes. And this is something that is so difficult and so rare to experience. Hear me out. We see this within social media, launching like anything to say, hey, you're here. This is what you like. I go to the same store for the same chicken sandwich. And if that store was like, hey, have you seen our other store? I'd be like, I don't know. Like, I like your sandwich here, but it takes an extra level of effort to kind of make that migration. But once you get settled in and you make a home and you get that routine, right? It's very hard to break that. Like, habits are made within like 21 days. And we've seen WoW take 10 months to release a patch. And if, like, the fact that they're not doing any kind of development right now on World of Warcraft, geez. That's what I got for you. That's what I got. It's just insane. And as a spectator, not a Blizzard fan, as a spectator in this regards, I got to know your thoughts. I got to know what you're thinking and feeling. Is this, like, I don't want to treat this as a celebration because of just the nature of all the BS that's going on right now. But man, goodness gracious, I just wanted to bring this to your attention and apparently act like an idiot just as my brain cannot fathom the level of impact that this might be having on some people, and trying to have empathy towards that group. And at the same time going, Final Fantasy XIV has a freaking incredible free trial. And it just, oh God, I feel like crap saying that. I don't think it's true. That's it, guys. Links in the description. Thanks for being here. I wish you all the best. We'll be talking about more stuff, probably in a little bit better put together fashion later this week. I'm going to wrap up. See you guys. I just want to say thank you so much for watching this video, and if you're listening to this voice, you are a special person, and I really do appreciate it. If you feel like watching more, YouTube's got its recommendations for you on the screen. Otherwise, I hope to see you soon. Bye.